jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
First in the building, Haynes Legacy on deck. Yes, sir. Salute. Good to see you, man. Everybody else is pulling up. Carlos Rosado on deck. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I had to come back for another one with the Breakfast Club. That's why I had to get off earlier. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep it in rotation. You know what I'm saying? I have to recycle. So I know how the situation goes. When they in certain areas, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna get the rematches. I mean, they're gonna get the damn podcast, man. They're gonna go make their round. So I didn't want to stay on too long with one. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? Charlo stopped into the Breakfast Club, of course. And you know, it was pretty much good that Derrick James didn't say a damn thing. He sat back there like a freaking house lamp and looked like he was sleeping tired. But ultimately, you know what we got to do. We got to go through and do a Breakfast Club reaction. Yes, sir. I see a lot more people doing reactions now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it's good that, you know, the media, the boxing media is just putting the content out there. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to do is get down to it. And then, you know, pretty much let you hear the audio and give my take. Okay. Let's get down to it. Just like Kool and the Gang said, I get down on it, baby, baby. Get down on it. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even take a fight if I wasn't.
What's your prediction for the fight with Canelo? I asked Canelo the same thing. I know both of y'all gonna say each other, but what would that look like a win for you?
Oh man, you know, that's the point in preparation. So it's like a win for me is idea. It's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking. I don't think outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like he's never been in a ring that and got hurt or got hit or he, you know, frustrated and to a point where I'm gonna do some unpredictable shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Jamel Charlo, right, was asked about his prediction with Canelo Alvarez, and he's pretty much coming out saying he's going to do something unpredictable. He said that Canelo never been, you know, hurt or hit, pretty much like he's going to hit him and so forth, which, man, come on now. Like, you know, you can tell, obviously, looking at Jamel Charlo, he's put on some size. I mean, I wouldn't say size don't mean anything to a fighter like Canelo, but he's been in there with bigger guys. Let's be honest. Canelo's been in there with bigger guys, period. I mean, he was in there with 6'23", freaking Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. I mean, he pretty much made him like he was a freaking punching bag. But he's been in there with big guys before. And Jamel Charlo is no different. But in order for him to go in there and make some type of respect, you know what I'm saying, establish some type of anchored respect from Canelo, where he have to dig down, something that Errol Spence couldn't do with Crawford. If you make, you know, Canelo fight, then you may have success if you got the gas tank to gas through them rounds when Canelo be walking you down and going to the body. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, if Derrick James is in your corner, I'm gonna say it's not gonna look too good for you. I can't root for you, regardless of skin color or whatever. If you got that dude in your corner, I don't see him out coaching Eddie Reynoso. I'm using the same format that I did before. I don't see him out coaching Eddie Reynoso. I don't see him outthinking freaking Canelo. Period.
Knockout decision.
I can't answer that question. I mean, I don't know because up in weight divisions and I don't know yet, bro.
Bernard Hopkins said he definitely thinks you'd be a nightmare for him.
Yeah.
Canelo.
But you do
Shout out to
see,
Bernard.
you do feel like you're the bigger man, right? Because even though Canelo's at 168, you're physically bigger than him because he's a small guy for that weight class.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the surprise part, that he don't really understand is like, or he don't understand, he gonna realize it. Probably understand it a little bit today, but we the same size, and I feel like I pack a punch. I'm just like I take that power with me. So yeah,
I seen you and Bud smacking back and forth in the middle of the fight.
Before they get to a lot of what people was talking about, as far as him and Bud going at each other, you're about to understand that there's a change going on. You know what I'm saying? You lead by example. And it doesn't matter how many people don't see it the way I see it. It don't matter, but it's happening. Bud went in here and made his rounds. He went in there and performed after Charlo was hating on his ass. Now you see a cat like Charlo. He has no other way. He has no other recourse except to give Bud Crawford his flowers. He don't have any other reason. He's still ducking him. But he has no other recourse except to give him his flowers. Because you said he had to go handle business with your guy. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence, and he beat his ass. So you can't go around here talking shit like it didn't happen and you was ringside and he was talking shit to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw, in the building. Team Tucker official on deck. Yes, sir. Salute to you. You know how we do. Yes, he was looking like a house lamp back there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The bulb was dimly lit. That nigga looked like he was tired. You feel me? Let's rock and roll.
Right the other night.
Yeah.
How does somebody reply to you in the middle of a fight? Like y'all arguing in the middle of the fight. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Shout out to Bud. He did his thing. Give him. He put out some legacy shit there.
He said, "Shout out to Bud." That was at 5 minutes and around 22 seconds of the Breakfast Club interview. I'm going to screen record that. I'm just telling you ahead of time. He said, "Shout out to Bud. He did his thing. It's some legacy shit." That is a man who has no other options except to give Bud his props. And not only that, he stopped him. So you saw the tweet that Bud put out earlier on Charlo. Charlo can't run around here doing that goofy shit all the time. I mean, Crawford went in there and proved it in the ring. Derrick James sitting back there with his freaking head reflecting off the sunshine, looking like motherfucking Eclipse, a goddamn chocolate Eclipse, motherfucking M&M that used to have chocolate on that motherfucker. You need to put a cap on that. He need to goddamn call some of these dudes up that's on the YTC and join the cap gang. Shit, like you use a whole container of Vaseline on that motherfucker.
And but yeah, man, he was just talking. Just whatever. It's cool.
What did he say?
It's part of the game. I think he called me like, "You a bitch ass nigga."
He said you next.
Yeah, like more like you're a bitch ass nigga. I don't think he really even said like you next. But then after that, he gave me a bow and respect and moved on.
Where did that come from? Like he's in the middle of the box, he turns to you, bitch ass. Like did y'all have words, or you must have been saying something wild stuff?
Nah, he didn't hear me at all. He couldn't see me. I wasn't even really talking at all. Mm-hmm. If anything, more concerned for my guy Earl Spence, and that's what it is. That's where it comes from.
That's your guy.
It stems from me working, rocking with my guy and respect my guy, and that's it.
And
you had a
See, he's not being all the way honest. Come on, Jamel Charlo. You've been hating on Bud and talking shit about Bud and talking about, every time he was trying to call your name out, like you wouldn't even acknowledge that man for how great he is, man. He had to go in here and mollywop your freaking stablemate, mollywop, for you to get on here and start giving this man his freaking flowers, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you up here talking about you was concerned for your brother and all that shit, knowing damn well it's a reason why you don't train with Derrick James all the time. That's real talk.
And you wouldn't look a concern too throughout the whole fight, because the way you could see your face on camera the whole time. You had a genuine look of concern.
Yeah,
man.
like that's my dog. That's my brother. I feel, you know, you never know what's gonna happen in that ring, man. You know, and it's about protecting yourself and as well as like making it out of there healthy. So we can all be warriors and gladiators for the sport, but you gotta, think about later in life, and that's kind of like I think what was on my mind, like how my boy feeling and what he thinking, what he going through.
You didn't see that coming though. Like, I mean, you were shocked at the way Bud was able to beat Errol. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
nobody. So did part of you say, I want to get a lick back from my boy? Like, maybe I do want to fight Bud at some point.
Yeah, like that. That's of course that ran through my head. Like fuck, I want to get in there and fucking, do all of the correct things that didn't happen.
Okay, so he said he want to get in the ring and do all the correct things that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And you're looking at this vid, Derrick James is sitting back there looking like a black ostrich. You know what I'm saying? A black emu. He's just sitting out there daydreaming because he's tired as hell. He's only one human being, and he's listening to Jamel talk. And I'm glad that Jamel had him in the background because that only further shows that he's working with John Gooseman majority of the time. And you ain't getting no shine on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Sway in the Morning gave you a little shine, but the Breakfast Club isn't. They're going to stick to the fighting themselves. And if you look at this video, you can tell that Jamel Charlo is holding weight. You know what I'm saying? He still, has over a month and a half. I said about a month and a half before he steps in there with Canelo. But, he was talking about he was concerned for his brother and all that. But prior to that, you know what I'm saying? You were saying you was busy. So you're not keeping the same energy with Canelo. And you're definitely not keeping the same energy on what the reason was for you and Terrence Crawford to be going at each other's neck while he was going at your neck the way he was. You feel me? Like you was talking shit on several occasions about Crawford. And then you said, shout out to Crawford. He did his thing. That was some legacy shit. No doubt. No doubt it was some legacy shit. You know why it was some legacy shit compared to what you did? First of all, he did it before. And then, you got to look at the quality of opposition that you stopped in Brian Castaño and him. He stopped freaking Errol Spence that was on the pound for pound list.
Happen or whatever it could have been, to me, shit, I felt like once he hit him behind the head a little bit on that right hand or that straight, and it was like a behind the head shot that messed up his equilibrium. It kind of messed him up a little bit. And I feel like he never bounced back or recovered from that. And so, I mean, that's just the sport. And that's just a part of the game. You got to protect yourself.
So he's talking about, an equilibrium shot. He never recovered. So which one is it? Is it quicksand to heady monster back there? Is it quicksand? You know what I'm saying? Mr. I look like a thumb with no nail on it. Head looking ass nigga. Is it equilibrium? Or that he goddamn, he was in quicksand, or he had residual neurological damage. Like you have a whole baby crib of freaking whining emojis waiting on your ass when it comes to this shit. Which one is it? Is it equilibrium? It seemed like you had all these people watching the fight and they got all these excuses about what they believe was going on with this dude, but none of them are qualified to properly diagnose him with anything. They're just going off freaking crying emojis, bro.
That's simple.
Did you hear everybody? I know Stephen A. Smith was one of them. People saying that Errol should retire. It should be a wrap. It should be over. What's your thoughts on that?
Nah, man, I don't know. I don't know. That's up to Errol. Nobody can make that decision for you, especially somebody that never got punched before. Motherfuckers have been speaking and saying things that they don't know what training camp is like. They don't know what somebody actually initially going through. So, shout out to Stephen A. He kind of be accurate on some things and inaccurate a little bit, but I don't think that he should retire. Like, I don't think that's something that should present itself at the current moment.
He's still Earl a dog, man.
One loss.
Every dog has a day sometime. That's all.
It's part of that. Yeah.
Now, Bud said that he's open to moving up to 154.
Right.
He wants to beat you, then hang up the gloves.
See, this is where it gets interesting because, Charlo is all over the place. Real talk. The reason why I say he's all over the place because now he's singing the anthem that he want to fight Bud. He want to give people what they want. But then he goes into these other type details to once again try to say, oh, he probably got a rematch, which is true. He probably, he got a rematch with Errol, and then he want to put it out there that he gonna get a rematch with Canelo because he's going to beat Canelo. So he win Canelo. He's not gonna fight Bud. He's gonna stay up there and have a rematch with Canelo because you can only imagine, right, how long that's gonna take. It's gonna be out the question in 2024. It's gonna be out the question. He's just predicting it and putting it out there. For one in one voice, one breath rather, he says that he want to fight Bud. He want to give the people what they want. And then he collectively talk about all this other info dealing with Tim Tszyu. And I'm not gonna get too ahead in this freaking audio, but you'll hear it for yourself.
So how does it feel to be looked at as his retirement fight, so to speak?
Well, move up to 154 or wherever I'm at that time. Let's make something happen. I don't give a fuck. I'm down. Let's fight. You know me. If you do know me, I'm a dog. I'm gonna come in there and do what I do best. I'm one of the most solid 154 pounders that there is. So if I gotta go back down to 154 and we put on some mega fight for the world, let's do it.
Well, you confirming that you definitely, after Canelo, regardless of the outcome, you're coming down to 154.
I want to fight Bud. I want what the world want. I want that shit. I want the mix up. I want my boy to get his rematch. That's what he gonna do.
He want Bud. He want what the people want. But he want his boy to get his rematch.
He stayed and he come back and maybe he washes Bud out the way and they don't even maybe a trilogy.
Maybe he washes Bud out the way and maybe a trilogy. Negro, it ain't happening. Okay, man, stick to one sheet of music. God damn it, you're trying to play 5-6 instruments, man. Stick to one sheet of music, one instrument. You know what I'm saying? You all over the place, man. You want to give the people what they want. You want to fight Bud, but then you start putting a scenario that Errol Spence might watch Crawford, and then it ended up being a trilogy, and then you want to talk about Canelo and all this other shit, man.
This just might be talks right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But what if you had the opportunity, like if you come back down to 154 and he's looking at the options like either rematch with Errol or fight Jamel Charlo? I mean, you would push for your fight instead.
I'm just like I gotta get in there and do whatever I gotta do with Canelo. I'm gonna get in there and do whatever I gotta do with Bud Crawford. That don't make a difference. Hey, I'm a fighter. I'm here for this. I'm a warrior. I gotta go grind. That's what it's about.
So if you fight Canelo and then would you go back and fight Tim? If they strip you of the belt, would you go back and fight Tim to get that belt back and then go fight Bud?
Well, after I beat Canelo, I know he gonna want a rematch. So I don't know what they were talking about fighting my brother and all that shit. That shit.
So here we go. Another twist, as always. You know what I'm saying? Another twist that never stops with this guy. He asked him a question. You know what I'm saying? When you fight Canelo, would you go back down and fight Tim Tszyu if they strip you of the belt? What he does is he comes up and say, he didn't say this shit when he was in the presence of Canelo. And I'm not being an instigator either. I'm just telling you what didn't happen. He didn't say any of this today. I didn't hear him say it when he was over there with Canelo. So he got to get around his people. He said, I'm beating Canelo. And then I don't know what they talking about. My brother gonna fight him next and all that stuff. He pretty much is trying to sort of kind of separate himself from coming back down to the 154-pound division to fight Tim Tszyu for the WBO title. If he doesn't fight Tim Tszyu, he's not going to be considered, undisputed, so to speak, even though he still have that ring title. So it leads us to this: if he's truly coming back down to 54, if he beats Canelo Alvarez, because the way he's talking, he's going to stay up there for another big fight with Canelo. And he'll be a fool not to do that because it's another big money fight. And that will pretty much nudge his brother Maul Charlo out of the picture. It'll be it'll nudge his brother out of the equation, period.
Don't even make a difference.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that rematch. I'm going to fight that rematch with Canelo. Let Bud maybe get his little feet wet at 54 to see that whatever he can impact. Hopefully he get that belt.
See, this is what I'm talking about with this nigga, man. Like now you bringing up this get your feet wet shit. You're not getting your feet wet with Canelo, nigga. Like, what's wrong with you, man? You been hit in the head too many times? Are you suffering residual neurological damage? You say you want to give the people what they want, and then you turn around and say, "Oh, maybe Bud come 154 and get his feet wet." He's 2-time undisputed. He was just cussing you out in the ring, and he say he want to fight you just like he fought Jeff Horn. He want to move up from damn 47 to fight you with no fucking warm up, nigga. Like you wouldn't know nothing about that because you haven't thought about switching divisions yet. Because I feel you. You don't know what it's like to pick up championships and then unify entire division and move up in your first fight, a championship fight. You don't know about that. I get it. I get it why you're talking the way you're talking. I get it. But see how he's sitting up here. He's fluffing y'all, man. He's fluffing the pillow and shit. He want to talk about Bud moving up. And if he want to get that, he want to fight Tim Tszyu, get his feet wet. Nigga, getting your feet wet is over. Did you tell Al Haymon or whoever set that fight up? You need to get your feet wet at 168 before you go in there. Canelo, man, stop the bullshit.
He get that belt. I go back to 54 and become the 2-time undisputed champion in one weight division. And that's even, and then become and already be the undisputed champion in super middleweight.
I like that confidence. When I beat Canelo, I'm gonna rematch him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have that confidence when Canelo was sitting next to him on the stage. You know what I'm saying? A mere 3 to 4 feet away, he didn't have that confidence.
Do you think you're moving up too far?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's when you put on, when you know yourself and you know what you possess in the ring and you know your skills, is you never can bite off more than you can chew. I mean, it's like that's just a part of the game.
So Charlo said you can never bite off more than you can chew, but he never tried to chew into the 160-pound division. You know what I'm talking about? He said you never can bite off more than you can chew, which isn't necessarily true, right? But he never thought about moving up to 160. The division was there waiting, man. His brother was there. It's not like y'all haven't really fought in the same division, but you could have expeditiously went up there and got a title, and you would have been 2-division world champion. Now you're talking about, creating this scenario, which I did already, about him possibly going up there, picking up 168 and coming back down here, vacating those titles and coming back down here and fighting at 154 for the undisputed and becoming 2-time if he go in there and beat Tszyu. Then you're talking about a person who's been 3-time undisputed, and it'll be a mega fight between him and Bud. He'll be 3-time undisputed, and Bud will be 2-time undisputed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But dude, he ain't thinking about that shit, man. He really don't. Real talk, he really don't want to give Bud that shot, bro.
Yeah. If you want to make some money in this thing, you want to be a warrior, you want to take risk, you want to get paid, you got to take risks. So this is a part of taking a risk.
But 2 weight divisions, like you got to put on some sort of muscle, right?
Who
like,
cares?
like what do you walk around in usually when you're not fighting?
I ain't gonna tell nobody. I ain't gonna tell y'all that. I ain't gonna tell nobody how much I'm walking around there, but I know I'm good. Yeah.
How you and your brother got into boxing?
My father was a boxer. Yeah, and we watched him train. And
a lot of times, people who are into boxing, like if their dad's a boxer, they don't want their kids to box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or people that play football, a lot of times they don't want their kids to play. I even asked Ak the other day who boxed, said, "Would you want your son?" He was like, "Hell no."
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I would. My dad was a boxer, and I started. We played football and baseball at the beginning, and then we just took on and followed what he was doing.
How many times did you fight your brother?
Man, we fought all the time, dog. A lot. Yeah, we tried our best not to fight because we would get ass whooping for fighting each other. But yeah, we were supposed to fight other people instead of fighting each other.
Would y'all fight each other?
Who?
Professionally, you and your brother?
Nah, man. I don't think my brother. Nah, not for real. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you that. I'll tell you to entertain you, but in reality, nah, I ain't fighting my twin brother. Not at the moment. Look how tough this shit is. Look what they Bud and Earl then went through. You think I'll try to do that to my twin brother?
So he don't want to fight his twin brother in the ring, but he's gonna brag about his wife beating up Maul's wife. You know what I'm saying? Him and his brother had an issue because his girl came up there, his wife rather, and he didn't want her up there. But he gonna tell people he don't want to fight him in the ring. Y'all definitely fight in the ring. So you gonna fight outside the ring for free? It don't make any sense.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I mean, whatever presents itself.
If the money comes, I might put my brother on his ass.
You think the new weight has changed your fighting style?
The new weight division?
Yeah, well, the new weight that you gained has it changed your fighting style, Luke?
Nah, okay. Not at all. I'm still fast. I'm still powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What does Canelo present like that? That's of concern to you and your trainer Derrick James. Like, what do you guys need to be careful for?
I mean, he a power puncher. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like he's strong. Canelo's not he a legend. He a GOAT. He did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a respect thing. You know, he get it, but not in that ring. You know what I mean? So it's not like I care too much about what he presents to the table. You know, I care about what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna become victorious. Not about he gonna do this, he gonna do that. And, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna get in there, get out of there, be sharp, go back and beat the world's greatest, I guess.
Do you think the good brother Derrick James got too much flack for Earl's loss?
Yeah and no. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the coach.
He asked him, "Do you think the good brother Derrick James got too much flack for Earl's loss?" And Derrick right back there, like the goddamn the living room lamp he is, staring at Jermell Charlo. And I know he really want to get up there and say some focus type shit. You know what I'm saying? But nobody ain't trying to hear that focus shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's up there halfway asleep. And really the NFL should call Derrick James up in case they want a different type molding for some helmet cast. You know what I'm saying? His head could definitely, skateboard and even skateboard the X Games. They should call him up and get a cast for that head and make some new half helmets.
Can't fight for you. Can't get in there and throw the punches for you. Mm-hmm. So it's like he got chewed out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the best trainers in the world. And shout out to him and congrats to him on getting a big win in London.
Stop the cap. Come on, stop it. I know you're being nice, coach. I know you're being nice. Real talk. I know you're being nice, man. Come on, man. Come on, stop it. AJ got a knockout. The shit was down stage, you know what I'm saying, put up there like props on a freaking runway. You know what I'm saying? Like you setting up a haunted house, man.
AJ knocking Hellenius out. Now, obviously, he's a stablemate now, right? AJ, it's a stablemate. They're talking about Wilder and Joshua in January. Most likely that's going to happen. So I'm assuming you riding with AJ for that.
I gotta ride with my people, baby.
AJ going to sleep in 3 rounds.
Yeah?
3 to 4 rounds.
You think AJ go to sleep in 3 or 4 rounds?
Derrick popped in like the Crypt Keeper. Motherfucking mind. 3 to 4 rounds.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not been good at picking though. So
who?
That's not true. What? I just was wrong with Earl and Bud. That's all. But I've been picking Earl for years.
Right. Yeah, and that's understood. But yeah, you don't. I don't know, man. Them heavyweights, man. One punch could change the whole.
That's true.
Dynamics of a fight. A jab. AJ's got to get in there and be himself and be sharp and just stick to it. I think his fundamentals are there. Mm-hmm. So it's some plus on AJ's side and there's some plus on Deontay Wilder's side. So we know Deontay Wilder got a massive rocket right hand and a good, finesse. They both got to just go hard and train their ass off and see what's gonna happen. I don't know about that.
But if AJ can't, if Wilder can't land that right hand and they put a game plan together to take that away, then why are you so confident he's still gonna knock AJ out?
I just think AJ he's too timid nowadays. He's not aggressive like he used to be.
Maybe you need to be timid with fighting a guy like Wilder with that right hand and be careful.
100%.
I think 3 to 4 rounds.
What do you think about people that don't box and they start telling you about boxing that's never been in the ring?
I ain't telling them about
boxing. I'm not talking about you.
I'm just making predictions. I ain't talking to them about
talking about you.
I just like watching the sport.
I think that people that don't, they just a fan of the sport. So sometimes you just listen. It's like somebody talking to me about, cars to you. Like that's how I feel. So It's cool. I listen. You know, we all human. We all think we can fight, especially if you're a man. You think you could fight and beat anybody. So some people know what they're talking about. Some people just be saying some bullshit.
And boxing is a sport. We act like we can't discuss a sport. Like nobody gets mad when you discuss basketball. And
have you ever fought before?
And I was wrong about Bud and Spence.
Right. That's cool. It's understood.
Who you got?
I said Charlo. I mean Canelo.
Yeah.
I'm not making no predictions here, but I think it's gonna be a very interesting fight because I think people keep talking about that he's moving up in weight and fighting a bigger guy, and that's not the case. I know Canelo. I've been around him. He's a smaller guy, so I think the size is gonna benefit Jamel. You know, but obviously Canelo has even though he's going up 2 weight classes, like that's why I think the fight is going to be interesting.
So you picking Jamel?
No, I'm not. I didn't say I'm picking Jamel. I'm just saying it's an interesting fight.
I'm cool. I like that. I like
that. Yeah, that motivates you.
And not even that. I don't need y'all motivation.
You respect. It's just
whatever.
An opinion.
You know what I mean? I don't care about what somebody think or what they say. They ain't in there fighting.
Of course.
Like I said, he never fought before.
Right.
So he never got in a boxing ring. I know what it feel like to even fight any of these guys. So
I have. So I fought 75 amateur fights, so I know what it is to get punched in the nose and get your wind knocked out of you. So I get
it's understood. What I'm saying is
of course.
Yeah.
No.
I can't be mad at someone that feels some type of way because somebody chose the opponent. I get that all. I've been getting that my whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people pick you too.
Yeah.
Like you're on a pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? Especially after become undisputed. So it's not like people second guessing.
I ain't on everybody's pound for pound list.
Right.
You say on everybody's pound for pound list. Of course you're not, because it's a quality of competition that you fought to become undisputed. That's plain and simple. You look at the way Bud did it. Come on now, he might have fought Errol Spence. Errol Spence was on the pound for pound list. So, you're talking about somebody who's doing it a second time around, and this time his opponent only had, one more belt more than Julius Ndongo did. But truth be told, it's not a format. When Josh Taylor fought Jose Ramirez, he only had 2 belts, and Jose Ramirez had 2. Josh Taylor had 2 belts. Jose Ramirez had 2 belts. You know what I'm saying? But they might respect a little bit more, and even Canelo's. Depending on how you nitpick it, he got 2-for-1 special and all that. But yeah, he went around and beat who he's supposed to beat. He fought 3 of the guys that was up there at super middleweight, right? So it's always going to be something that for questioning, just in the lightweight division. When Devin fought for all the titles, he only had to fight one person, but he defended them against that one person and defended them again against a totally different fighter.
Right. That's what I like. Yeah.
How do you avoid distractions? You know what I'm saying? Like we saw, Khalid Plant and your brother get into it. Like that's gotta fuck with you a little bit. You know what I mean?
Nah, not really. I mean, I wouldn't in there.
To your point, that's actually street shit.
Yeah.
That's not no in the ring.
Correct. You just gotta stay locked in. That's how you avoid distractions. And how you surround yourself and who you surround yourself with kind of make a big difference in leading up to a fight. So I don't but they gotta get that one back. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm talking my brother team. I don't know how they're gonna do it. You go do it, or you hopefully you do it in the ring. But if you don't do it in the ring, you better go get your lick back.
That's funny. That's funny. Like this is what I do. I'm pretty decent at breaking shit down. That's funny. He's saying that his brother Charlo, who's married, is already going through personal shit. he has to go get his lick back, right? But I'm curious to know when you got your lick back against Jared Hurd, because he did open palm slap you and then met you in the hallway and you found out your brother wasn't there and then you turned around and left. So when are you going to get your lick back with Jared Hurd? If you really want to be technical about this shit, you putting it out there saying your Charlo got to get his lick back. Well, when have you got your lick back? Because both of you niggas got slapped. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Caleb Plant shit was made me sit back in the chair a little bit, like, goddamn. And but you did get slapped. Both of y'all got slapped. And now you saying your brother got to get him and his team got to get the lick back. Come on, bro. Stop.
Like, that's straight up.
Like at the next weigh in, the next press conference.
I don't know how you want to do it. Just get it back.
Yeah.
Like, right.
Yeah.
You know.
How upset were you to see that though? Like, did you want to get at Caleb for that?
Not really, honestly, because I was kind of in the back before it started, and you know, Caleb, I pulled him aside, you know, and I swear to God, right before it happened, I say, hey, Caleb, you know, you got to do one or two things, you know, like you got to just lead a situation. And I gave Caleb a scenario. I say, hey, turn the other cheek, bro. You know, everybody try to crucify Jesus. You talk shit about him. You got to just try to. He's like, I ain't Jesus. I'm Caleb. I'm like, all right.
You talked to him after the
I talked to him before the slap actually happened. Yeah, so I actually was like, hey, come here, bro. We dapped off talking like, hey, yo, brother tripping. I'm like, some people, bro, you just gotta let them, you know. I could have seen my brother, you know, spazzing out a little bit, getting mad and shit. And I didn't think that would, you know, as we leave,
escalate,
I didn't think it would go that far. And I thought Caleb kind of like humbled himself down and like, you know, fuck this guy. I'm not gonna.
But you could understand why Caleb was upset. He described it on social media. He said that your brother grabbed his chin once and he said, don't touch me again in front of his wife. So there was that embarrassing fact that his wife is there. Then he did it again. And that's why he swung. You got to understand.
Yeah, I understand it. I mean, like I said, like, you know, every man is for himself.
Right.
Especially in a situation like that. I don't think that, you know, however, you know, they got it. I just try to beat his ass. Like, you know, I don't know what I wasn't there. I was outside watching my lady get in there.
You got to let two men square up. Up after a man slap a man.
Correct. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody gotta get out the way and say, y'all gotta go at it.
I think it's like, who the fuck is around you? Like your boy's supposed to, like, my boys ain't letting that happen. Like, I'm not letting that happen. Them the other twin. I'm the wrong around you. Like, your boy's supposed to, like, my boys ain't letting that happen. Like, I'm not letting that happen. Them the other twin. I'm the wrong twin. So I know for a fact that, like, I'm going to jail. I'm doing everything I can. I'm not playing that shit. You're not putting your hands on me. Like, I'm outside the ring. I'm not, man, look, let's go. Like, I'm gonna go crazy the whole way through. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all go looking for him after?
I ain't got nothing. I ain't involved in that one. That wasn't my fight, my battle to fight. I got big fish. Let's not say fish. We ain't gonna talk about it. I got a big fight to happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I ain't gonna mess up my bag.
And you said your ladies was fighting?
Yeah.
Is that a distraction too?
Nah. Well, some people got to get their ass whooped sometimes. So
don't you say? Can you say
your lady got hands? It's safe to say that.
They couldn't wait till y'all got home though.
Nah, bro.
It had to happen. Right?
It was due time. It was due time.
Jesus.
It was due time.
You and your brother talked about that already?
Like, nah. Not at all. Like,
Okay,
it is
you
what
didn't
it
talk about
is.
that.
Yeah.
So you haven't spoken to him since that day?
Nah, I ain't even spoken to him. Yeah. My girl and my lady and his wife got into a little battle downstairs too. So she ran up on her with a slipper in her hand. Like, we train together, me and my lady. We work out. So
that's gonna be awkward Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, we ain't gonna be around each other.
You don't think it'll get worked out?
Thanksgiving is gonna be awkward.
We don't forgive. We don't forget. We forgive, but we don't forget. So, yeah.
You think there's a possibility that you might never go back down? Like if you were to beat Canelo at 168, there are other big fights out there like Benavidez, maybe Caleb Plant, that you might just stay there?
Nah, man. I want to fight Terrence Crawford, but Terrence.
But
Crawford, yeah.
Man.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all
So
the
you
man,
now
man.
you really want that
So
fight.
you definitely going back down.
I'm gonna fight the world because I did it all. I accomplished a lot. He has accomplished a lot in boxing, and it's like
He said Terrence Crawford, y'all. Terrence Crawford. He must have seen Earn Your Leisure, and hear Crawford get that story about him and Warren Buffett being in there, and Warren Buffett coming back there to talk to him, chop it up a little bit, ask him to put him in the headlock. He said Terrence Crawford. I never heard that. That's a new one.
what more can we do? Just
But all fighters
make some money and have fun now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about.
Right.
Win your shit, get the best that you could do. Just and it's hard to win one title in boxing.
Right.
It's hard to put the sanctioning bodies and get everybody on one page and let the champions fight. So when Bud Crawford decides that he want to come meet me where I'm at, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm not turning none of that shit down. He gotta go see my man Earl again. He want his lip back, and that's what's gonna happen. And then if that don't ever happen, and Crawford want to go test the waters of the higher weight, we can do that. I'm with whatever.
But one
See how he talk in circles? Nigga, you know what division you in. You know what I'm saying? You know what division you in. So you say, okay, you can say that, my man want his lick back. He want his lick back. Okay. And then he want to test his self in higher weight. He won't say his weight because he's pretending like, he's gonna go in there and win at 168. You know what I'm saying? But yet, on the low sneak tip, he still don't want to direct the audience to say, yeah, Crawford want to come up to 154 and get this smoke. Cool, we can do it. He don't want to do it. Mel Charlo don't want to do it, man. If you can say all that other shit that you want to say, you can tell us straight up and down, like get straight to the point that you want to fight this man in your division. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do, bro.
50. I mean, when fighters usually go up 2 weight classes, it happened to Roy Jones Jr. He went up to heavyweight, came back down, got knocked out by Antonio Crawford. When Kell Brook went up to 60 to fight, Gluffin came back down to 147. Your boy,
every fighter is different.
It's different, but I'm saying you don't think that'll affect you going up to 160.
I don't know what kind of curse you talking about.
Right. No, they say the curse. It's just physics.
Yeah,
like weight, like getting ready to fight at 168 and go all the way back down. That's not going to affect you.
No,
you claiming that right now.
Yeah,
got it.
What is the science of that though? Like, what is the science? Like, why does it impact you so much when you go up and down?
Man, I have a good doctors, especially Dr. Louis Olin. He kind of got everything planned out, written down. Him and his wife, they really strong on how we gonna do it. And if this is the future plan, we're gonna make it happen. Like I got great system behind me.
Right.
I train with Juan Guzman. Like I train with Derrick James. We got power. We got speed. We got, man, it's
You notice he said first, right? You catch that? He said he changed with Juan Guzman. He said him first. Juan Guzman. He said him first. He didn't say Derrick James. He said Juan Guzman. Y'all should keep that in your pocket. I told you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we talk about, Shaw News? He trained more with Guzman than he does with James.
fun, bro. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying that. And I don't care about what they thinking and all these statistics and all these, you know, then you get into that's a distraction, what you're talking about. And you get caught up into what they thinking or saying. You focus on what you're doing and how you do it, you get somewhere.
Yeah, but people, honestly, man, your legacy, you got to respect you as a fighter. To say you're going to go up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo and to say I'm going to go back down to fight Bud.
That's incredible.
Hell yeah. Like that's different.
And it got to happen. It got to be done. That's how I see it. It got to be done. And whoever in the way in the midst of it, they just get ran over. Yeah.
We know they got to go because you got TV. But you got one more question?
No, I was going to ask if Bud were to fight Tim Tszyu, which is, I guess, one of your arch nemesis, even though you haven't fought him yet. How do you think that fight will play out?
I don't know, because I don't know. They both can't fuck with me, so I don't care. Yeah.
Well, it's Jermell Charlo. Good luck with your fight.
September 30th.
September 30th. Make sure you get it paid.
You know, that was all okay, interview. He was everywhere, he was touring around. He tried his best to, hype up the audience and give them, but then he always has to double back, man. It's almost like his attention span based off what he said earlier is very limited. You know what I'm saying? Just keep on saying, calling out Bud. Just keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing when he said on Fight Hype, don't come with no BS stipulations. Negotiations is negotiations, bro. If you never really had to be in any negotiations at this level, then we know you took the low to face Canelo. We know that. So don't come to the brother once again. Don't come with no BS stipulations. How do you know what's in the freaking the contract? I can see what you're talking about with the coin toss and all that, but your boy Errol Spence said he gave him concessions. He didn't say he goddamn was strong-armed in that shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say that. He didn't say he was strong-armed. He didn't say that shit. For real. We're gonna have to see how all this plays out because you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go and watch some other, podcasts that Terrence Crawford. Like Terrence Crawford is like everywhere right now. Everywhere. Like, dude is on every freaking podcast you can think of, dog. Like, you really got to do your searching. He's on a lot of freaking podcasts right now. So he's busy. He's busy. You know what I'm saying? But man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all pulling up. And salute to the hottest chat in the game. A-Side Official. You already know. Peace. I'm out.